What's up, everybody? Welcome. We have a very special edition today. I am joined, as always, by my brother, Will Roy, but my other brother, my best friend, 17 plus years, Joey Stevens. What's up, Joey?
What's up, guys? I haven't talked to you guys in forever.
Bearded Joe. So, yeah, the quarantine bearded Joey. Let's go.
Yeah, the beard's out of control. Yeah, you gave up. You wussed out.
Dude, if Mike could grow one like that, I would know. But mine didn't come in that nice.
Although you got it going again. It's kind of back.
It's I'm still grooming it. I'm still trying to
more respectable.
Keep it even. Yeah. I'm getting there slowly but surely. I'm turning into a man, but
it's about time.
Yeah, right. But no, Joey is our go-to sports guy. Okay, I personally don't know anybody that adores sports more than Joey.
And somehow he breaks news before Adam Schefter. I don't know. That's possible.
Where? Yeah, just broke the Gronk news to us. Bam, just like that.
It's just I'm on Twitter all the time, and like this no sports period, I'm like dying. I don't know what to do with my life.
Yeah,
it's seriously difficult.
Well, that's perfect. That's kind of the perfect lead in here. So this Last Dance right now, this Last Dance documentary going on. So like I said, I haven't watched it because I don't have cable. So I know you guys watched it. Is it a documentary on Jordan or is it a documentary on the Bulls?
It's a documentary on the Bulls. Their last season where they went for championship number 6.
Yeah. The 97 season, but it's I mean it focuses on Jordan, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, yeah, right. All over social media, it's like, I mean, they've been hyping this documentary for like 3 weeks. And now that it premiered, all this Jordan stuff is online and stuff. And this morning I was on Instagram and I saw this Instagram video of Jordan in, I don't even know what year it was or what finals it was, but it was him against the Celtics. And I sent it to you guys and I said, I can't believe for a second that people want to say Jordan was better than LeBron when you look at who he was playing against. Like that, the video I sent you guys, this dude was playing against a bunch of like, it
was Kevin McHale, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and I know Larry Bird was like legit. Larry Bird was awesome. Like, but like, look at everybody else on that starting five. Like,
Dennis Johnson. Who else was on that team?
That was an '87 Celtics team, right? And it was like one of the best teams
Rick
ever.
Carlisle.
That's what they say. Yeah, Rick Carlisle.
Like, are you
Bill Walton? Bill Walton.
Bill Walton.
Look at the caliber of athlete Jordan was playing against compared to what LeBron plays against. Like, so this is basically I would say this is the foundation of my argument. Now, I want to come out and I want to say, I'm not saying LeBron is like light years better than Jordan. I'm not saying that I'm just saying at the end of the day, I think LeBron is and was better than Jordan was.
Oh, so here's my argument.
Disagree.
Here's my argument to this, and Joey sees it my way as well, and maybe a little bit else. You can't, when you look back in the day when Jordan played, okay, regardless of the quality of the athlete back in the day, yeah, they weren't as big as they are now, but you could play ball, man. Like, you drove the lane, you were getting elbowed, you were getting punched, you were getting slapped, and they weren't calling shit. LeBron drives the lane, barely gets touched, and cries. Like, and I'm a LeBron fan, but he would not have made it back then. He would have got beat up, and it would have got to him mentally. Jordan went out, hired a trainer, got more muscular, and was like, let's go. Like, the mentality is where Jordan excels over LeBron, and it's not even close.
So here's what I'd say, right? I don't think you can compare this league and anyone in it with that league and anyone in it because the sport is almost different. Like, the only thing that's the same is you put the ball in the basket and you score more points than the other team. That's the only thing that's the same between this league now and back then. Everything else is totally different. Yeah, it's comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, the three-point ball was non-existent. It was a big man's game back then.
It was a big man's game, and there was no spacing, so there was no place to drive. LeBron couldn't drive because there's 3 guys in the lane because none of them could shoot past 15 feet.
Not to mention that Celtics team that you were talking about, dude, those guys averaged like 6'9", 7 feet. That lineup.
Bill Walton was like 7'2".
Yeah, they were all big men. Like LeBron ain't driving the line on a bunch of 7-footers. Like even at 6'8".
You want to tell me LeBron couldn't drive lane against Rick Carlisle in his prime?
Rick Carlisle's probably not a good example.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, if you want to talk about – look at what LeBron looked like his rookie year compared to what he looks like now. You want to talk about getting in the gym and bulking up. LeBron is freaking jacked as hell right now.
You could say the same thing about Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to tell me that LeBron could drive the lane back then?
There was no space. There was no place to go.
Yeah, it was a lot more cluttered.
If you want to look at like, so Jordan, like, okay, so
there was no threat of LeBron dishing it to a 3-ball shooter like a Steph Curry or a J.R. Smith. There was no threat of that back then. Very few shooters, and it was a totally different game. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like nobody's arguing LeBron's not probably the freakiest athlete of all time.
No argument. Yeah,
I will not argue that. Physically, LeBron is above anybody. But
so what do you think?
Jordan gets you here. This is where Jordan is, and it's not even close.
No. So what is your argument that Jordan is better than LeBron?
He wins, and he makes players better, like physically. Like, he made those guys step up their game physically. Jordan on the floor didn't make them better. He didn't make them look good. They had to get better because Jordan pushed them. And Jordan was like, if you're not going to fucking ball, you ain't going to play. LeBron makes players better. He makes average players better because of how good he is. I'll give him that credit. But ain't nobody scared of LeBron. LeBron ain't barking orders at people, and everybody's like, oh, we got to do what LeBron says.
What are you talking about? LeBron was the head coach of his championship teams. Michael Jordan had the greatest head coach of all time in NBA history. LeBron coached and front office all of his teams. So how are you going to tell me that he doesn't have the mind for the game of basketball?
I'm not saying LeBron doesn't have a mind for the game.
Yeah.
Or you're saying
LeBron's incredibly intelligent when it comes to the game of basketball.
Okay, yeah. And you're also saying Jordan made the players around him better. LeBron makes the players around him better, but they're just in different ways. So why is one way better than the other?
Because I'd rather have a guy make me better and like make me step my game up than a guy make me look good.
When it transfers the W's at the end of the day, what difference does it make?
Okay, but it doesn't transfer to W's. Would Jordan have lost? No, would Jordan have lost to 40-year-old Jason Kidd and 35-year-old Dirk Nowitzki against the Mavs? I don't think he would.
Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh?
Yeah.
Dude.
That was when it was in Cleveland, but against would he have fallen apart against San Antonio when Ray Allen bailed him out?
You want to talk about freaking when LeBron was in Cleveland. LeBron had nobody, dude. LeBron was putting up all those stats, killing it in assists with freaking Zydrunas Ilgauskas as his go-to fucking player.
And he didn't win shit. He didn't win.
No, okay. But, dude, okay, you ready for this? Look at this research I did for this. Okay?
Right here. We don't need research. It's right here.
I don't watch all this stuff like you guys. I come prepared. I'm about to lawyer you guys. You ready for this? When Jordan retired the first time, the Bulls were the fifth best team in the league without him the following season. They had the fifth best record in the whole league.
Okay, that's because they had Scottie Pippen, who was a top 3 player in the league.
Take LeBron off of that Cavs team that he won the championship with, and I guarantee you they are not still the fifth best team in the league. No way.
Okay, take LeBron off that Heat team. Are they still the fifth best team in the league with Wade and Bosh?
Sure, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
okay then.
I would definitely say they'd be in the top 5.
Okay then, so that combats your argument.
No, it doesn't, because LeBron also won the championships without those guys.
No, he had Kyrie when he won in Cleveland, and now he's got Anthony Davis.
I was right. That Miami team was the team that lost to Dallas.
What was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
Okay,
so.
well, there you go.
So even worse.
Kyrie's like a Russell Westbrook, dude.
Kyrie averaged he had like 40 points. He was great in that finals. They wouldn't have won that finals if there was anyone even remotely less than him.
He sucks, but I'm saying like they ain't gonna be top in the league without LeBron on that team.
Kyrie was a top 10 player in the league that year.
So
No question.
Kyrie ain't taking them top 5 in the league without LeBron. That's
okay,
what
but Wade and Bosh are.
I didn't argue. I said that they would be with Wade and Bosh, and I think Chris Bosh was overrated, but that team was still good. I mean, it didn't have a lot of depth. I mean, I'm not saying they would suck without LeBron, but LeBron was definitely the man.
First of all, like, we're not really arguing because you can't argue greatness based on wins because Jordan would kill LeBron. He's got more championships. I haven't looked, but I think he has more MVPs, more finals MVPs. So you can't even argue that if you want to argue wins and what they do with the franchise. Look at the difference. LeBron James needs rest days. He needs to rest. Michael Jordan, you didn't watch the special. They were in Europe playing a meaningless game, and Jordan went out there and just crushed him. And Jordan's like, if I'm playing all out because I don't know who's watching. This might be the only time they ever get to see me. It's that mentality, man. It's mentality.
Hey, I got something for you. Freaking Jordan left the game of basketball like 3 times. Secondly, LeBron averages more minutes per game than Michael Jordan does over his career. And you got to keep in mind, LeBron didn't leave the game. LeBron is 35 years old now, and he's been doing this since he was 19. He hasn't been taking rest days for 10 years. He's been doing it, the last 3-4 years maybe?
Wait,
he's already 2,000 more games than Jordan ever played in his career.
Where are you getting
my research, boy. Yeah, look.
You're saying LeBron's played 2,000 more games than Jordan? 2,000 more games.
Not 2,000. I'm at 200, not 2,000.
I was about to say.
200
more.
200
also,
more.
Jordan left because they made him leave. He didn't leave on his own choice.
Still, though. I mean, but he left twice.
The NBA forced him to leave. It's not like he –
But anyway, LeBron's played over 200 more games. Has been doing it since he was 19. And, look at the size. Look at the athletes that he's running against now. Jordan, that's the whole base of my argument.
In a league that doesn't play defense. The final scores are 130 to 140. Look back in the day when Jordan played. How many scores were like that?
Okay.
They're scoring 89.
Also, that hasn't been that way since LeBron came into the league, though. That stuff, that high scoring, fast paced stuff has really taken off probably the last 5-6 years. Ever since freaking Steph Curry came in.
Let me ask you this. In their prime, you have the choice to start your team with LeBron or Jordan.
I'm taking LeBron.
You're fucking nuts.
Without question. It's not even close.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
LeBron
can play all 5 positions.
Okay. With the game on the line, who do you want with the ball?
LeBron.
Oh, that is not. That's stupidity. That is just stupidity.
Time out. LeBron leads the NBA in NBA history of game-winning shots. Better percentage than Jordan.
Go look at how many of them are layups or drive the lane.
And buzzer beaters in postseason has more than Jordan. Boom. Higher percentage, too. And Jordan's such a good scorer, too. LeBron has a better career field goal percentage than Jordan.
See, it goes back to this.
LeBron wasn't even a good shooter.
It's a different game. It's a totally different game.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what it's got to come down to. We have to figure out some way that we could clearly define how you can define who's better. Who would do better if you put LeBron back in the Chicago Bulls of the years that Jordan won the championship, or Jordan on LeBron's teams now? Who do you think is putting up the numbers or dominating the way that they did?
You can kind of look at that because Kobe was damn near a spitting image of Jordan, and he played in this era. They're damn near the exact same player.
So if that's the case, then how come Kobe's not in this conversation?
Oh, well, in my opinion, he was, but that was not the argument. You want to throw Kobe in this? I'm taking Kobe all day.
See, I honestly,
Like, I'll ride or die with Kobe. And
like,
and here's the thing. Me and LeBron are the same age. Like, I've watched LeBron since high school. I'm a huge LeBron fan, but I don't see the killer instinct that Kobe and Jordan have, and I like that. My leader, my team, I want that killer instinct over talent.
There's no bashing LeBron. That's not what this is about. LeBron is great. I'm just saying, like, let me answer your question, Chris. If you put LeBron back in those days, I don't think he would be as successful as if you moved Jordan to now. Because, like I said, all LeBron's shots, the majority and his greatest ability is inside where you couldn't get. You literally couldn't get there. His greatest asset back then was that he could actually shoot outside. He would revolutionize the game because nobody did that. If you move Jordan now, he could shoot from anywhere and he could still get to the lane with more ease because there's more spacing.
So I have a question for you guys. If you couldn't drive the lane back then or get inside, why does Jordan hold on, I gotta find it on here.
He shoots mostly mid-range. It's mostly mid-range.
He never shot threes.
Jordan populated like the
it's the mid-range.
Huh?
It was all mid-range shooting from Jordan
Because you couldn't get past 15 feet. That's where it all stopped.
When LeBron came into the league, he was lanky, and his jump shot wasn't the greatest. He's gotten so much better.
Definitely, no doubt.
That shows adaptation. You're telling me LeBron couldn't adapt and find a way to beat those unathletic dudes of the late 80s, early 90s?
He would be on his ass. He wouldn't be able to get there. It's like running into a brick wall.
270 pounds. How heavy?
He's not 270.
250.
He's like 240, I think. But
dude,
he's a freak. He would dominate those guys physically. But anyway, to go back to Williams' point, telling me that LeBron doesn't have a killer instinct. This one hits close to home. Little Eastern Conference Finals action for you against the Pistons in the Palace when he scores the last 24 points of the Cavaliers to freaking beat us at home. You don't remember that? That's not a killer instinct. He did that when he was 20 years old, 19 years old.
Remember it.
He legitimately scored all 24, 25 of their last points.
I think it was like 24 of 27 or something like that. Yeah.
To beat us at home.
My thing with LeBron has nothing to do with his talent or his physical attributes. You can't question. Like, I think LeBron would excel in the NFL too. Like, I'm not questioning that. I don't like that. My thing with LeBron is I don't like the fact that he created the super team in Miami. I don't like the fact that he went to LA and had to bring Anthony Davis with him. What did he do without Anthony Davis? Where were the Lakers his first year there?
Well, he was hurt, but yeah.
He was terrible.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah.
But still, like, I do not like when you have a killer instinct, you're not trying to team up with your buddies. Like, hey, I want to go play with my friends who just happen to be the best players in the league. You know, like, no, I want to beat them. Like, that's a killer instinct. I don't want to team up with them. You think Jordan was calling, Larry Bird or Magic? Hey, Magic, I want to come play with the Lakers, you and Olajuwon. And, like, he wasn't doing that shit.
Yeah, that's what it would have been like.
Well, no, because to take a page out of Joey's note, it's a completely different game. Like, if you want to talk about different times, it's a completely different time now. And LeBron didn't make the super team. Boston started the super team.
No. Boston was put together by the GM. Boston, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, those guys, they didn't call each other.
That started the whole thing, though. Like, that was
put together by a good GM. That wasn't the players mingling.
Dude, when Boston freaking got put together, that started, like, the run of domination.
And
okay, would you say that
LeBron gave 7 years to freaking Cleveland.
I'm not arguing that. But he could have gone to Miami. He didn't have to recruit Bosh to go with him. He could have just went and played with D-Wade. No, they wanted Bosh too.
Yeah, they all played at the Olympics together.
Yeah, they made it a spectacle. Would you say that Golden State is a super team too? They drafted every one of those teams.
Yeah.
Except for KD.
It's dirty too. Yeah, okay.
And they won without KD. They already won a championship without KD. They didn't need him.
But this isn't even – I don't even know why you brought this up for one, because this proves nothing as who a better
mentality, man.
Who a better basketball player is. Who is a better basketball player?
The mental part, there's a mental part to that. It's not just physically.
What'd you say, Will?
Kobe Bryant.
No, I understand there's a mental part. And okay, like I wouldn't doubt that to say Jordan was if you look at a basketball player's skills or attributes and look at them almost like an audio soundboard with like all those knobs that they turn up in like the studio and stuff. Like let's use this as like a metaphor. Like Jordan, you could put Jordan, like his scoring is pushed up higher, maybe a little bit higher than LeBron's, obviously. But if you want to look at the overall height across the board of all these knobs, LeBron, it probably has way more ground on a vast majority of those than Jordan has on him.
Well, yeah, but you also got to remember, sometimes LeBron plays the 4 spot, so like rebounds and shit like that is just naturally going to come when you're playing a different position. Jordan never played a 4.
LeBron plays all freaking 5 positions. That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
That's what yeah, exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not arguing his talent or his physical attributes. Again, I'm not arguing that. LeBron can play all 5 positions.
Yeah, but that's ultimately part of the reason why it makes him a better basketball player. I don't want a one-trick pony that can slightly score maybe 2 more points a game than LeBron can. When LeBron can do that same thing, he can also get down in the post and rebound for me. He can also run the point and dish out 10 assists. LeBron was leading the NBA in assists this year before the freaking shut down.
Well, yeah, that's not exactly a surprise.
Well, his second year in the league, he averaged 8 assists a game. I looked up this stat too. If you want to look at career assists, like it's not even close. Even LeBron, in LeBron's second year when he had nobody, who was on LeBron's team his second year in the league? Like Zydrunas Ilgauskas is the only guy I can think of. And that's because of his name.
Anderson Varejao.
LeBron averaged like 8 assists that year, which is 3 more than Jordan averaged over his career.
That's not a surprise at all. Yeah, LeBron's overall he can put up all those numbers. Yeah, that's not surprising.
I don't understand how
if LeBron is great and he's the greatest of all time, you're saying, why hasn't he won as much as Jordan?
He's got way stiffer competition, dude. The level of athlete in the NBA today is way more than freaking Jordan ever faced. Look at what LeBron goes up against. Like that Celtics team that year that was in the finals. Joey said that was one of the greatest teams of all time up to that point. Put that Celtics team in the league today. They would get dominated, dude.
It goes back to the same argument. You can't compare this league and that league. They're totally different. You're comparing apples and oranges.
Well, we have to compare. Like, that's what I'm – so this is I think where the major disconnect.
Well, no, that's why this debate will always reign on. Because
you could talk about this forever.
This is exactly what I'm saying, though, is you want to tell me that I can't compare the leagues when that is ultimately why LeBron is better, because he's won championships, he's put up the numbers, he's dominated everybody, and he's done it against superior level athletes. To not take one end of the extreme. Let's take who's a sick athlete in the NBA right now? Like Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's a freak. He's an athletic freak, right?
Yeah.
Would you like that dude? Was he like 6'6"? He's probably about Jordan size, right?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think he would make a bigger impact in the NBA today or a bigger impact in the NBA back in freaking 93?
Okay, so what you're saying we have a time machine and we take him as he is now and put him back there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He wouldn't survive because it's a different league.
No. What do you mean he wouldn't survive? You tell me he would die?
No, he wouldn't be able to have as big a success as he has now.
If you put Zach LaVine, or like you said the same thing about LeBron, you said he wouldn't survive. You take those guys.
Not survive. He wouldn't be as good.
Okay. Put them in a time machine, put them in 1993. They're scrubs.
No, they're not scrubs. Of course they're not scrubs, but they're not at the level of Jordan. They're not at the level of Jordan.
You think they're not making all-star teams?
I mean, maybe, but they're not at the level of Jordan. Isn't that the argument?
How do you know the coach, if you take LeBron and put him back there, whoever's coaching him at that time is going to know how to use him?
Phil Jackson?
You never know. It happens in the NFL all the time.
Hey.
You get guys drafted to the wrong team and they suck. You see them go to a different team and they excel. The player hasn't changed. You know,
I think Phil Jackson's overrated if you want to make that argument too.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson had the greatest players like ever. He had Jordan, Pippen, and then he had Kobe and Shaq. I mean, I think we could win with those guys.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact though, like we're about to find out this year, like with the Bill Belichick thing, like he's had Brady his whole career. Like, was it Brady or was it Belichick? Like,
well, I think it's Brady, I think it's Belichick. You think he's just
nonetheless though,
nut.
you can see Phil Jackson, regardless if he's overrated or not,
he's great. Yeah, there's no question. Yeah,
he's obviously a better coach than anything LeBron's even had close of having.
Who is the greatest quarterback of all time?
Hold on, no. Can you?
No. Who is the greatest quarterback of all time?
No, be quiet. Answer my question first.
What?
Can we agree that Phil Jackson, even if he is overrated, is head above heels better than any coach LeBron's even close to had in his whole career?
Yeah, there's no question there. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Although Eric Spoelstra is a pretty good coach. Anyway, okay, now, who is the greatest quarterback in your opinion of all time?
Brady.
Why?
You mean why?
Why? Why is he the greatest of all time?
He's got the championships?
Oh, really? Oh.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, how come Terry Bradshaw isn't the greatest of all time? He's got the same amount.
I'm just saying.
Oh, because he played way the fuck back when everybody was weak as shit and the freaking league was unathletic as hell.
Terry Bradshaw was not the reason the Steelers won. That they had a killer defense and a good running game.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's what you got, like, dude, like the level of competition, the level of athlete, the level of just
First of all, I'm not
even close.
I don't even know if you can buy that argument, level of athlete. There were a lot of good players back in the day when we played.
You're acting like everybody sucked back then. Like, compared to Jordan, they were close. It's not like they were so far away. What happened here?
William upgraded.
Yeah, I said I love it.
It just this thing popped up, said William upgraded.
I didn't, but
I hope this doesn't charge you by the minute now.
Anyway.
So, okay. What the hell were we just even talking?
Wait, hold on. I got one. So you're saying LeBron is LeBron like significantly better than any athlete in today's game? Yeah, like, is he like light years above anybody else?
I mean, I wouldn't say anybody. Like, I would say a vast majority of the league.
So Jordan's is in the same position. There were other athletes back. You're acting like Jordan was light years above everybody who played back then. There's other athletes that were almost as good as he was.
Jordan, what? Dude, that's what I'm saying. That video I sent you was the finals, meaning that other team was the.
That wasn't the finals.
That wasn't the finals.
That wasn't the finals. That was the first round, actually. The Celtics and the Bulls are in the same. They're in the same conference.
Okay, you said that Celtics team was one of the best teams ever.
They were.
Okay,
yeah, they were.
That was one of the best teams ever. So he's
they were really good athletes. Just because they don't look like it doesn't mean they're not.
Magic Johnson. You heard of Magic Johnson, right?
They were great athletes for the time, is what I'm saying.
Okay, and so was Jordan. He wasn't that much better than those guys. And just like LeBron isn't that much better than guys now.
You show me one guy on that Celtics team that's going to throw a jam down from the free throw line like Jordan.
I mean, I'm sure we could.
Exactly. It ain't happening, dude.
So they were all white boys, man. They were shooters. That's what made them good.
That's what I'm saying. LeBron has to deal with that. But guys, like, look at Golden State. They're athletic and they can literally score from anywhere on the court.
Okay. So is LeBron guarding all of them at the same time?
No, but that's what I'm telling you is, like, look at the level of skill in the game today compared to back then. It's way more.
I would not agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. Yeah.
Like Magic Johnson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Isaiah Thomas, the Bad Boys, one of the greatest teams of all time. Like, you had the Celtics team back then. You had Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
Like, Dude, there were a lot of superstars in the NBA back then, and there was a lot more parity than there is in today's NBA. Like, you can scratch off probably 15 NBA teams that are never even going to compete in today's world.
Yeah, there's 5 teams that can win the championship every year, and you know them before even starting the season.
Yeah, because everybody's migrated to these teams.
Oh, and who started that?
Yeah, who started that?
And who started that? LeBron.
Okay.
Because he wanted to play with his buddy.
There you go. He changed the landscape of the entire league.
He probably did. That's probably true, yeah.
Yeah.
That's called impact. You know
No,
what?
no shit, he had impact.
I think ultimately the reason everybody thinks Jordan is better is because he was the first one. Like,
First one
up
what?
until Jordan, everybody that was great in the NBA, and a lot of the guys that were great back then, all those people that William just listed off, they're big men. They're just guys that were big and just could bully people around.
Well, Magic.
Yeah, Magic was LeBron before LeBron.
Yeah, Magic was awesome.
Yeah, it's the general. Yeah, I agree with you.
That's the exception to the rule. Like, but most of the guys were just big dudes that could bully people around.
Exactly. That's why the game is totally different.
Yeah,
That's what it was built on then, and now it's evolved into something that's not even remotely the same.
And all I'm saying is that the level of skill nowadays is far superior than what it was back then.
So
Like the same thing. Like let's switch sports for an example. Like put who's like a super good running back? Like put
LT.
like, huh?
LT.
LT. I mean, I don't think anybody's saying LT is the greatest running back of all time. He was damn good, but nobody's gonna argue that he was the greatest of all time. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Put him in circa 1972. He's probably gonna just tear everybody apart because he's a better athlete. He's way better than everybody else.
Would Kevin Durant, if you take him and put him
I
back?
hate Kevin Durant.
But I'm saying, okay, well, you can't argue he's not good.
I cannot stand him.
Okay, Steph Curry.
Okay.
I don't like him either.
Is Steph Curry gonna play as well, or James Harden? Are they? If you take them and put them back in the day, are they still the same superstar? In your opinion?
Yeah. Why? Steph Curry can just freaking dribble across half court and shoot the ball. That's pretty much what he does 80% of the time, anyways. Why couldn't?
I actually agree with Chris on that one because those guys they shoot from the outside and they wouldn't even know what to start on that. They wouldn't even know how to defend that.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, look at how LeBron improved his jump shot over the course of his career. He could easily go back to Jordan's day and dominate, like, because he adapts. He adapted. Just like Jordan tried to get bigger and all that stuff. LeBron did that too. LeBron did it all. LeBron's big. He's fast. He's freak. He can score. He's clutch. Like, he can pass. He makes everybody around him better. And he does it against far superior athletes. Like,
they're far superior compared to them. But if you compare Jordan athletes with the people that he played against, it's not far superior.
You ever heard of the Dream Team? That team was disgusting.
Yeah, you ever heard of
Jordan played against?
That team was disgusting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Actually, what year was that? Was LeBron's the Redeem Team? Do you guys know when was LeBron drafted?
3.
04 or 03?
Yeah, 03.
My God, I can't remember.
So like Jordan was the first one. It's like wrestling. Like, people want to say Hulk Hogan's the greatest wrestler of all time. But if you put Hulk Hogan against like Shawn Michaels is a far superior, better athlete and all that stuff. But because Hogan was the first, Hogan put it on the map, like, he's the greatest of all time. That's why people say Jordan's the greatest of all time, because he was the first iconic player.
It also goes back to the argument of – sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, he was the first marketable player. Nobody wants the big, slow bully down low. Like, that's not marketable. That's not iconic. Like, that's not whatever. Like, Jordan was the first smooth finesse, like, dude to hit the scene, got the shoe and all that. Like, so that's why he just automatically wins the argument, because he was first.
Back in the day, they wanted the big bully guy.
But that's what I'm saying.
Jordan was the third overall pick.
He was the first one. He was the first of a different breed. That's what I'm saying. And that's why.
You also argue that the greatest are better, right? Jordan's the greatest, but is he better? Like, it depends. You can't argue it.
No, the whole thing that started this was I said I don't like how people want to always say that Jordan is better than LeBron, because I don't think that was true. I don't think he was better than LeBron.
We're never going to agree on it.
Like if you had
I don't argue the talent.
Talent is better, but he's greater.
Wise, LeBron is the most talented basketball player of all time. It's the intangibles that I can't budge on. It's the other stuff that I have to take Jordan. Like, if you give me the talent of LeBron up here, maybe Jordan's talent's a notch below, but then you add the intangibles. I think the intangibles raise Jordan up here, and they don't raise LeBron as high.
I don't know what that word means. What does that word mean?
What?
Intangibles. What does that mean?
The mentality, man. The work ethic.
How do you say LeBron doesn't have work ethic?
I didn't say that. I said Jordan's was better. Kobe's was better.
Yeah. I'm not saying that he doesn't have it, but
just because I say Jordan has this is not. I'm not saying LeBron doesn't.
What makes
Put
Jordan
words in my mouth?
What makes Jordan's work ethic so much better than LeBron's?
I don't. I've never heard anybody come out, and I've yet to hear like these iconic stories of LeBron doing any of the stuff that Kobe and Jordan did.
We didn't hear any of the Kobe stuff either. He died.
I did.
That's not true. Yeah, Kobe was always the Mamba. He was always the killer. He was always the guy you wanted with the ball. He was always that guy.
Dave Williams stories from years ago.
That's not Williams saying, though. Williams saying these behind-the-scenes stories. Like, we all know. Yeah, we all knew Kobe was clutch and, like, killer in the fourth. Like, we already knew that.
But that's what he is saying. That's what he's talking about. Those qualities that we know Kobe had and we know Jordan had, we just don't think LeBron has them as much.
Well, then how does he have more buzzer beater and fourth quarter game-winning shots than both?
Like you said, he's played 200-plus more games.
And maybe the games were closer. Jordan's teams were he was beating them way before the buzzer beaters.
But that's not even the thing. That's not even if he has played more games. It's not like he's the amount of attempts is the same. So just because the situation had come up, it doesn't matter. The attempts, game-winning final 10 seconds. MJ is 5 for 11. LeBron is 6 for 11 in the final 10 seconds of a game.
So there's one more, and he's played 200 games more?
No, they have the same amount of attempts, but he has one more make.
But he's played 200 games more, so he'd have more time to get one more.
Yeah, but
that's one more.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. So what? They've taken the same amount, and LeBron's made more. So his percentage in the final 10 seconds is better than Michael Jordan.
By one shot.
Yeah.
I'd be curious
That's
to
not
know,
a very good argument.
I'd be curious to know
even if it was just the same. Your guys' argument is that those other guys are better than LeBron.
I'd be curious to see how many times LeBron passed on the game-winning shot. That's a stat I would like to see, because I don't think I mean, I'd be hard-pressed to go back and see that Jordan at the end of a game was like passing that fucking ball. I just don't see that happen. I'd be curious to see how many times LeBron's passed it and did not take it.
How the hell are you going to find that out? In either circumstance.
These statisticians from ESPN could find that.
Well, get Joey on it. That's where he's going to start working. Right?
That's my assignment, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, let me see if I got anything else on here I wanted to bring to your attention.
That might have been the fastest 40 minutes of all time.
It did go by pretty fast.
You need to watch the documentary. That's what.
Yeah, you really need to.
That's the whole takeaway from this entire conversation.
And that's the other thing too. Both of you guys are coming fresh off of watching that shit, so you guys are probably all on Jordan's wiener right now.
Dude, I've it's been well documented that when we talk before, it was I don't even argue that Jordan LeBron. I argue Kobe LeBron because they played longer together. Like, and I've always said I'll take Kobe over LeBron every day. So of course I would take Jordan.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know.
See, we're the same age, so it's not like I have any age bias on watching Jordan. I didn't get to watch him any more than you did.
I understand that, but I fail to see you guys giving me like a concrete stance. You're giving me some fluffy answer about intangibles, some gray area answer. William playing with his hands here, like on how Jordan is better than LeBron. Like, I'm giving you a clear stance of why I think LeBron is better.
What, because of time travel? You're gonna take LeBron, time travel him back then, and put him in it.
I don't need to time travel. I don't need to time travel. I can just see with my own eyes who Jordan played against, who LeBron plays against. I have the numbers in front of me.
We've given you concrete examples that the game is totally different. The athletes are totally different, but not like so far behind Jordan that it's a ridiculous margin.
And I agree with you that the league is different and times are different. And I agree with you, but I say that it's different in the fact that it's gotten way better. Like that, you don't tell me that the NBA as a league has been going on for how long? 80 seasons, and you're telling me the level of athlete and the level of competition has gotten worse as guys have been playing earlier in their lives, more training, more chance to do. Like, these guys have been playing, like, the level of athlete now is so much.
So
when have I ever said that? Of course it's better now.
Here's something that
LeBron is playing against these guys and still putting up.
Yes, but the margin is not any different. There's Jordan against other competition. There's LeBron against other competition. The margin of athlete is not any bigger than it ever was. Everyone got better. Everyone was worse.
Okay, so you're saying the margin of LeBron against the rest of the league is no different than it was for Jordan against the rest of the league.
Yeah.
And you're agreeing with me that the level of guys playing has gotten better as time has gone on.
LeBron also, there's a different athlete. They're a different athlete.
No, you're telling me like Jordan was here, the rest of the league was here, and you're saying that LeBron is here and the rest of the league here. It's the same margin. But I'm saying, and you agreed with me, that as time has gone on, the rest of the league has gotten better because that's just the nature of how it is. Look at any athlete. Look at the NFL. Look, you're telling me the dudes back in the day without freaking face masks and just the leather helmets, it was just as competitive and hard to play back then as it is now?
No, athletically, yes, they've moved forward. No question.
The Isaiah Simmons of the world, like that's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron is dominating far superior athletes than Jordan did, and he's still putting up the numbers and just takes control.
See,
that's why he's better.
I don't agree with far superior athletes. I think when you're looking at it, you're looking at the same discrepancy in eras. I think Jordan was playing against the same talented athletes that LeBron's playing against today. If you want to look at, like, I don't think the margin's different in that regard. I think the level of competition's actually, if you want to, the level of competition is probably better in Jordan's era.
So, okay. So you're telling me that you use this example perfectly. Like, you always said that I was better because I played against you when I was younger because it was stiffer competition.
Yeah.
So it made me a better player.
Which is why I was so good, because I played against our older cousins and I had to get better to compete with them.
Yeah. Okay. So how can you tell me that over the past 30 years, the level of athlete and the amount of skill of the players that make up the NBA has gotten worse?
I didn't say that. You're trying to say that the level of athlete is so much better in today's NBA. And I'm saying, if you want to compare apples to apples, I'm saying if you're taking the level of competition and the level of athlete, they are the same here as they are here today, just in different ways. Like, back then, like, those guys were super athletic. Yeah, if we look at today's NBA players and today's NFL players, every athlete, your average Joe is better than some of them guys. But back then, Jordan was still playing against high-level competition for his era.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing. We're all saying the same thing.
That's the whole basis for my stance, is why LeBron is like, you could take
Here's another argument that you didn't watch the documentary. I didn't know this going into until I watched the documentary, but this is another intangible that I'm talking about when I say Jordan's better. Jordan in his second, I think it was his second year, if I'm wrong, Joey, correct me. He broke his foot.
Yeah.
He broke his foot, wanted to come back. They put him on a time limit. They said, if you break it again, your career's over. Jordan didn't give a fuck. He wanted to play, and he was dead set on playing. Like, career could be over. He didn't care. Like, he wanted to compete. He wanted to play. I know LeBron has sat out games because of an injured finger. You think Jordan's never, go check. Jordan's never sat out a game because of an injured finger or an injured hand. It's that mindset, man. Like, yeah, my finger hurts. I'm going to take today off. Like, no, I'm sorry. That does not, when I'm looking at my leader, the guy that I want to follow, and he's sitting out a game because of a hurt hand or a hurt finger, or maybe his knee aches a little bit. I'm sorry. No, I'm taking the guy that wants to risk his career on a broken foot because he wants to go out there and ride or die. That's who I'm following. That's why he's the greatest.
And that team wasn't even good. Like, he willed them into the playoffs.
Yeah. They were a long shot to even make playoffs.
LeBron's done that with damn near every team he's ever been on.
In Cleveland. Cleveland.
There's 7 years of his career, and he's in Cleveland. He freaking did that every year as a teenager, nonetheless.
So would LeBron risk his career to take that Cleveland team to the playoffs? To try to make that team make the playoffs?
How could I answer that? Do I know LeBron personally?
I don't know.
Hey, Bron, let me hypothetically ask you, freaking 14 years ago, if you would risk your career to –
All I know is that he sat out his first year with the Lakers with that groin injury. Maybe it was really bad. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that team was just so shitty. LeBron was like, I'm not really going to force this injury. I'm not going to really come back.
Yeah, and you also got to keep in mind, too, that LeBron was 34 at that point, not his second year, not a young buck.
Okay, well, 34 is still young, pal. Like, I'm 35, and I can do all the shit that I was doing at 25. Me and LeBron are the same age.
Injury-prone man over here.
Hey.
You've sat out more workouts than anything because of a bum shoulder or whatever the hell than anybody I know.
Sat out workouts.
Yeah. I can't do that because my shoulder hurts. I can't do that because that bothers this.
Yeah, why would I? Why? What am I at risk of? Like, I've never – when my Achilles was hurting and Nick called me up to play backyard football, I was there. I was like, I don't know. My Achilles might pop, but I'm going to go play ball. Like, yeah, don't sit here and try to make it sound like I'm this huge bitch. Like,
well,
I'm not getting paid millions of dollars.
That's the thing, too, is like
you're
the one that wanted to throw yourself into, compare yourself to LeBron because you're the same age. I didn't know that you're freaking playing 82 games a season, playing 38 minutes a game, going up against all these other freaking dudes.
Mentality, man. Mentality. How old was Kobe when he tore his Achilles and he came back to play?
I don't know.
Look that up. I bet
that was towards the end of his career, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it was probably in one of his last, 3-4 years.
Okay. Blows his Achilles out.
And I know that he shot those 2 free throws, too, with it, which is balling.
Okay. Exactly. So, I mean, if Kobe's, 35, 36 ass can rehab a torn Achilles, come back and still play at his high level
the whole year,
then why can't – you're telling me, Kobe can do that, but LeBron at 35 can't – he needs that rest on an injured groin. I've injured my groin before. I probably could still done some shit with it.
Yeah, Kobe was 35 when he did that.
What are we even talking about? I don't understand. You want to tell me that?
You were using the excuse that LeBron sat out because he was 35 years old and he needed to rest because he was hurt. You were saying he's old.
You said that Jordan did something with a foot in his second year. I don't really understand what you're talking about right now.
The mentality to play. The mentality that I'm not missing games. The mentality.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I want to follow. That's the leader. That's greatness.
I never even argued that Jordan, okay, if you want to talk about, I don't even know what, if you want to give a name to this attribute or something.
It's called greatness, man. It's
perseverance. It's called perseverance, okay? Maybe Jordan has a little bit more perseverance than LeBron did, okay? Well, guess what? If we look at all the other knobs, LeBron's way better on way more of them.
Yeah, but I would say that knob, that perseverance or intangibles, or that weighs more as an overall player than the physical attributes do.
So you're telling me that one knob that might be
Not the one knob. There's plenty of knobs. There's all of that intangible part of it that you can call that a million knobs if you wanted to. The mentality, the perseverance, the capability of mentally preparing for all that, understanding what you need to do to change, to get better, all of those things. Those weigh more. Maybe not that much more, but a little.
LeBron knows what needs to change to get better. Look at what
Not as well as Jordan. No question he does. No question he does, but not as well as Jordan.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Let's give Jordan the edge on that knob. But LeBron,
And those knobs weigh more.
Okay, so let's give those knobs a little bit more weight.
Why
if LeBron's knobs are higher on 80% of the knobs, then you can give those 20% knobs that Jordan has a little bit more weight. And I still think that when you balance them out, LeBron is still.
See, I don't, because I think one of those knobs still goes back to how long was LeBron in Cleveland, and he couldn't win a championship, and he couldn't
7 years.
He went and joined another. He had to go join a super team. Like, he had to put together a super team. Like, those are the intangibles that, I mean, to me, they matter a lot.
Okay, check this out. Jordan had Pimpin. Jordan had Rodman. Phil Jackson is his coach. Is Rodman in the Hall of Fame? I don't even know.
Okay, Rodman didn't score. He played defense and rebounded.
Yeah. Okay. He had Pippen, who was a great player.
Yeah.
And
he had Pippen.
Okay. Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame coach. Okay. Who did LeBron have those first 7 years? Okay, he got Kyrie there near the end. Do you think Kyrie's going to be in the Hall of Fame? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends.
So LeBron, who else? Zydrunas Ilgauskas? Is he Hall of Fame? No. Who was his head coaches in those 7 years? Could Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, yeah.
Woo! Who else did he have?
He didn't win anything, so I don't know why we're talking about those times.
So that's what I'm saying. No,
he didn't win anything.
Okay. So look at the team he did win with the championship in Cleveland. Kevin Love, not going to be a Hall of Famer. Kyrie Irving, still not going to be a Hall of Famer.
Still very good.
J.R. Smith.
Two really, really good players who could be in the Hall of Fame if they win something.
Kevin Love ain't going to do shit, dude. That dude's freaking – he's so inconsistent. It's not even funny. He was
great in Minnesota, yeah.
I argue him being traded. He should have stayed.
Kevin Love's completely fallen off. Kyrie Irving, not going to be a Hall of Famer. J.R. Smith.
Kyrie's pretty damn good. You're talking about guys that are just – they're not scrubs. They're damn good players.
Yeah.
But they're not Hall of Fame. Jordan played with Hall of Famers. And J.R. Smith, same thing as Kevin. Like, he was good. He was better in the beginning of his career. He was an athletic freak. But the dude freaking gets an offensive rebound at the end of the freaking finals game and doesn't even know what to do with. Like, that's what LeBron was playing with. That's what LeBron was winning with. That's what LeBron took to the NBA championship with Tyronn Lue as the head coach. Tyronn Lue as the head coach. Like, what a joke that is. Because LeBron
in the finals.
Huh?
And he got dusted in the finals.
But LeBron also won one with Cleveland too, dude. He also won one with Cleveland.
Yeah, after he came back.
Yeah, okay.
With Kyrie and
Kevin Love.
Kevin
Wasn't a super team? Huh?
With Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Go back and watch those teams. Kyrie was phenomenal.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, Kyrie was phenomenal.
Damn good. Kyrie was probably the top 5 player in the NBA.
I'm not arguing that Kyrie's not good, but he's not going to be a Hall of Famer.
In that season, in that finals, he was phenomenal. He was as good as anybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that I don't even know what the hell started this whole thing here. But because you said, what did you do in Cleveland? Yeah, he freaking did a lot in Cleveland. That's what I was getting at, and he did it with not a whole lot around him at all. Put that team on his back, though.
Yeah, you'd have a much better valid argument had LeBron stayed in Cleveland and won that championship without leaving.
Yeah.
How? He came back and won it anyways.
That's that mentality, man. It's the mentality.
I think the mentality of him going back says more than anything.
After he won the championships?
Yeah, after he already won. After he had it out of the – it didn't matter.
He had it out of the way. He's like, I got a championship.
That just shows you that he has that he wants to prove it to himself. Like, he could have stayed in Miami.
He needed that confidence boost of those 3 championships before he went back. He needed that confidence boost.
He did not need a confidence boost. He was getting fucking fed up with all that trash in Cleveland. That's what that was.
Hey.
He was getting fed up with them doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was him.
Nothing. You got the player of the century, and you had him for 7 years, and you did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was him wanting to go back home and winning. Yeah, he was wanting to win it for the home team.
Coach couldn't even get him a coach. You did nothing, and he went off. He did his own thing, built it up, went and balled with his boys, lived the high life. And you know what? I'm going back. I'm leaving South Beach, sunny South Beach, going back to freaking Cleveland to do this, do it right, and give my city a championship.
Yeah, I won't argue
anything mentality-wise.
I will not argue. Like, I'm not going to blame LeBron for doing it. I'm just not – he's not – because he did it, he's not the greatest in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to knock him for doing it. I'd rather play in Miami than Cleveland too. Hell yeah. Like,
everybody would. Yeah.
Why not? Like, I'm not knocking him for it, but that decision has consequences, and I don't think me and Joey are the only people that look at that as being like, hey, you know, you want to be the greatest, then you stay put and you win it where you're at. You don't chase championships.
I don't know. I don't agree. I would get.
Well, that's why there'll never be an answer to this.
Yeah, there's no answer. We don't have to agree.
See, I mean, I don't know. You guys, your argument is based off of fairy dust.
I totally disagree. You're not. I don't understand how you can't understand our argument. Our argument is pretty clear.
If you want to argue stats, his assists, his rebounds, his points per game, like you want to argue he had one more game when he shot, which makes him better, his talent. Well, by that, if you want to argue stats, Emmitt Smith's the greatest running back of all time because he has the most yards. Like, you can't do that. You have to look at the intangibles, which is what we're saying. You have to look at these other little things.
No. Would you agree that Barry Sanders was a better running back than Emmitt Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Emmitt Smith had a fucking Hall of Fame offensive line around him, right? Hall of Fame quarterback. Part of a dynasty. Freaking Barry Sanders played in Detroit. Shithole Detroit, okay? To me, it looks the exact same, okay? Michael Jordan, Hall of Fame. Scottie Pippen, freaking Hall of Fame Dennis Rodman, Hall of Fame Phil Jackson, all these guys around him. LeBron's in the slums of Cleveland with nobody around him.
And didn't win.
Neither did Barry Sanders.
LeBron didn't win.
Neither did Barry Sanders, but William said Barry Sanders is better than Emmitt Smith.
He is.
That's what I'm saying. He did it on his own. He didn't have anybody else on his team. But LeBron went to a better team, just like if Barry went to Dallas or Pittsburgh, they probably would have won some championships. But would that tarnish Barry Sanders being better than Emmitt Smith? No, because we saw what he could do just because they put nothing around him.
It's a totally different game. You can't use that same argument.
No, I'm not arguing the game. I'm arguing the principle. The principle is the same. It's your perception on who is better and why. The sport doesn't matter. It's the same thing in both instances.
Yeah, but me and
Barry
Joey
was better.
Barry was
better because he was all around just better than Emmitt Smith. He could freaking cut better. He could run better. Like everything was better.
But me and Joey aren't arguing that. We're not saying Jordan's the greatest because he won. Like,
really, you brought up the Tom Brady freaking reason.
Yeah, because it's part of it. Jordan not only has the talent, the intangibles that we keep talking about, and the championships. He has them all. You're saying LeBron is just better overall because he has better stats, and if he had a time travel, if you put him back in the day, time travel, he was better. He could have.
Yeah, he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. So that makes him better.
Like Jordan has the stats, he has the championships, he has the intangibles. LeBron has everything except he doesn't have the intangibles Jordan has. He doesn't have that winner's mindset. Like, I don't want to say winner's mindset because LeBron is a winner. Like, he doesn't have that killer. It's that it factor. The it factor. You can't put your finger on it. Like, that's what we're saying.
I mean, I think he does have the it factor. I'm not saying his it factor was as good as Jordan's. If you want to talk about like the Mamba mentality, I think that's basically what the it factor is. Like, yeah, okay. Kobe Mamba mentality was a little bit higher than LeBron's. Jordan's Mamba mentality was a little bit higher than LeBron's. I'm not arguing that. It's the type of person. They're just different types of people.
Okay, let me ask you this. I don't know if this is a great argument to make, but I'm going to try it anyway. So you're going to war, like legit. We're going to war with China tomorrow, okay? You have this dude that is 6'5", muscle as shit, can fucking run faster, jump higher, shoot better. He's a sharpshooter. You've seen him do all this shit. And you have this guy who has already survived 3 wars. He's battle tested. He has all these, like, he can still shoot. He can still do all, not as good as this guy. He's not as good. You know, he doesn't look as good. He can't shoot as good. But he has these intangibles where he's survived war. And who are you going into war with? Who do you want to follow? He's been shot. This guy's been shot, kept going. This guy's never been shot. But he's better at, shooting than this guy. Like, who are you following? Who do you feel more comfortable going to war with? Who's your leader? Who's the guy you want to follow?
Let me get this straight. Me bringing up a football reference was too far.
That's what I'm saying. It's a stretch.
When you bring up World War III with China,
yes.
That's not
following. Who are you following? The guy that looks good, that can do it, or you want the leader? Like, who's your leader going to be? Like, that's what we're saying, man. Like, I'm following Jordan before I'm following LeBron. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's a huge intangible that you seem to just want to be like, it's a knob that's down here. LeBron can shoot and pass and rebounds way up here. This one, he's a little bit better. Like, you're trying to pass it off like it's not a big deal.
I'm not trying to pass it off at all. But I also think that the ability to make the rest of your team better on the court is pretty damn important. You said, like, Jordan, he just says, no, get better or get the fuck out of here. Like, oh, that's a leading mentality, but a dude that actually is in the gym working with his guys and making everybody better on the court isn't a leader?
No, I think LeBron makes other guys look way better than what they are.
Oh, yeah. And, dude, like I said, LeBron is the head coach. Tyronn Lue is not the head coach.
Like Anderson Varejao, LeBron made Varejao look good because LeBron drew all the attention and Varejao had layups and dunks.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to understand. Yeah, you have to understand what Will's saying. He's saying it makes them look better. They're not actually getting better. They just look better. Jordan makes them physically get better. You have to get better or you're not going to be here. LeBron makes them look better, and then as soon as LeBron leaves, they go back to being shit.
So Jordan just says get better, and they just get better?
No, it's not just saying that. He makes it happen.
What? What's he do? I didn't watch the documentary.
He raises the level of competition, man. You got to listen to what he says. Like, it's because guys – I don't know. I mean, obviously, none of us are in an NBA locker room, so we don't really know for sure. My guess is the level of respect that Jordan draws, and probably there's a little bit of an intimidation factor there, like that probably makes the guy look and be like, yo, I got to step back and I better put my foot, I better stop the partying. Like in the documentary, I guess when Jordan got there, they were all cokeheads. Like cocaine was like a big thing in the locker room. Like, so yeah. So like, but that shit all stopped because Jordan fucking came in and was like, no, this is how we're going to do things. Like, I don't see LeBron being able to do that. LeBron, his rookie year coming into Cleveland, if they were all cokeheads, I don't see the mentality from an early age of LeBron. And I don't really see it now, maybe now because he's a veteran and he's been around. But I just don't see LeBron having that to be able to come in and tell grown-ass men, like, yo, this is how it's going to be done.
That's the thing, too, is LeBron came in from high school. Jordan didn't.
Yeah, but
I mean, you couldn't. Yeah.
Huh?
It's not like Jordan was 30 coming into the NBA.
He played 3 years, though. He played 3 years at the –
Yeah, there's a big difference between coming in when you're 21, 22 than when you're 18. Not to mention, LeBron had all the hype in the world. No player has ever had the amount of hype coming into the league than LeBron did as an 18-year-old kid. Jordan didn't have no hype coming into the league like And look what LeBron did. He freaking answered the call. That's not mentality. An 18-year-old kid with the weight of the world coming in on his shoulders and still freaking doing what he did and living up to that amount of hype.
He did not answer the call until he got to Miami and won a championship.
LeBron was still bad.
Nobody was arguing LeBron being the greatest player of all time until he went to Miami and won a couple championships. He wasn't even in the conversation.
People were comparing LeBron and Jordan when LeBron was getting ready to get drafted. They were already making comparisons.
Oh, they're saying he could get there if he wins multiple championships.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was comparing LeBron James at 17 years old being as good as Michael Jordan at 26.
But they were touting him as the next Jordan.
Dude, how many times have you heard that? Andrew Wiggins was touted as the next LeBron James. Like, they do that shit with everybody.
And look what he did. He did jack shit. Couldn't live up to it. LeBron did, though. Look at LeBron.
Or he just sucks and he was overhyped from the get-go.
Yeah.
Or he's just overhyped just like everybody. Like Tua in the NFL draft, I think he's overhyped as shit.
Joey, don't tell that to Joey. Joey likes Tua.
I do. Well, it depends on injuries, but I do like Tua.
That's got to be our next one. We got to preview the draft.
Well,
yeah, we should. We should do that.
Yeah, this one's already gone like 2 hours, so I'm probably going to get billed like $100.
I mean.
How long have we been on here?
I think
a little over an hour. It hasn't been that bad. I don't know. I got to say, I'm pretty sure I won this one.
Okay.
I don't agree. Hey, guess what? I don't agree with that take. Well, we better, if we're going to do the draft, I mean, the draft's Thursday, so.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow or Thursday afternoon.
I got shit to do.
Yeah, right?
That's true.
Fuck yeah. Once sports actually start, we should just do a once-a-week sports recap.
Part of me doesn't.
If that ever fucking happens.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to.
There's a rumor that baseball's supposedly supposed to start by June 1st. I don't know where that started, but.
Yeah, they're going to just do it in Arizona and Florida, and just like they would all stay there.
This is so stupid. I'm so over this.
Well, we'll see.
So, just to wrap this up, part of me doesn't want to because
me and Joey haven't changed our mind.
Yeah, we're not going to change our mind, so.
Pretty much, because I haven't definitively won.
You can't win this. It's not a winnable thing.
I feel like I have provided way more information and
see, I don't agree with you.
And you guys have.
No, well, because you wrote some numbers on a piece of paper?
Yeah.
I got the numbers.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas is supposedly the greatest player LeBron's ever been able to play with.
It was
do that name.
First half of his career. Zildrunas, good old Zildrunas. No, but all right, yeah, I mean, so
not to mention
the moot point.
Jordan has one of the greatest brands of all time too. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's why people think he's the best.
I'm joking. I just had to throw it in.
No, I'm serious. I honestly think it's the whole Hulk Hogan effect, dude. Just because he was the first, like I feel like if you
I think there's a little bit more to it than that.
No. I believe this. Tell me this, William. If Kobe and Jordan were swapped, would the whole argument, everything else between them is the same? Would we be having the argument today of who was better, LeBron or Kobe, and Jordan would be like the forgotten stepchild?
So you're saying if Kobe played in Jordan's days and Jordan played now with Kobe?
Swap Kobe and Jordan, their time, their eras, their teams, and everything. Is this argument today, who's better, LeBron or Kobe?
Are we still talking same championships and everything?
Yeah, everything's the same. Like everything's the same. So is this argument who's better, Kobe or LeBron? And then Jordan was just some dude that played with Shaq.
See, you're totally dismissing the whole time frame of it. You can't compare that to this. It's different eras.
Kobe and Jordan, and you said
that because there is no Kobe without Jordan. Kobe
No. Shut that down right now. I'm shutting that down. right now.
Okay.
Shut it down
Kobe
right
has come out and said it.
now. No. We're shutting that down. That argument is like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't say that.
How's that dumb?
Because the chronological order of things is my whole argument with this thing that I'm making right now. So in your instance, Kobe is the one there, and Jordan saying there is no Jordan without Kobe. The chronological order is what I'm getting at here. So you can't. Oh, if that's the case, then let's just go back. There's no Michael Jordan without whoever the hell Michael Jordan watched when he was a kid.
Well, then maybe, I don't know if I'm totally following you, but maybe. I guess maybe we're having that argument. If you're just going to say Kobe was Jordan and Jordan is Kobe, I guess we're still having the same argument.
So let's put Kobe in Jordan's team and, all that stuff. And we'll put Jordan, swap him in Kobe. So basically we're just taking them and switching places. Okay. And Kobe is the first one, wins the 6 championships. Kobe freaking gets this.
So on that token, you can put me on that Bulls team and you just put me there. And I still have all the same stuff. And are we having an argument that me and LeBron are the greatest of all time?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I don't get what you're saying.
Shut up and let me explain. Didn't Kobe win 6 championships too?
No, Kobe has 5, I think, right?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, I thought they just had the same amount. I'm not saying give Kobe all of Jordan's stats.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like they're still their own guy with their own accomplishments, but switch times.
Then yes, now, I would still have the same argument.
Kobe's the one that, it's not Air Jordan, it's Air Kobe. Kobe was the first one with a freaking shoe and all this stuff, okay? Is the argument today, who's better, LeBron or Kobe?
I would say yes, but
boom, there you go. LeBron's the only constant because he's the one that's better.
No, because I will have that argument right now with you about Kobe, LeBron, and I'll have the argument with Kobe and Jordan. I'll have that same argument either way. So it's not that you can't say that that's a definitive thing.
So if LeBron isn't better than Jordan, then how come LeBron's the only constant? How come you never hear who's better, Kobe or Jordan? It's always LeBron.
That's what Will just said. He would say that. He would have that argument.
That's what I'm saying. So LeBron's the only one that stays in there.
No, he was saying look, Kobe and Jordan.
But here's the thing: the reason you don't ever hear who was greater, Kobe or Jordan, who was greater. The reason is because they didn't play together. LeBron and Kobe played a significant amount of time together. Like people know. Like, so you can't have the fun debate like we can have right now because 2 different eras. Like, that's why. Like, you can't be like, oh, who's better, LeBron or Kevin Durant? Like, you never hear it because they're playing together. We know who's better. Like, nobody's going to argue Kevin Durant's better than LeBron James. At least I'm not. I mean, some people might.
I hate Kevin Durant. I cannot stand him.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to punch him in the face.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but like I can't come up with a reason either.
Like just his proportions for one bother me. Like
yeah.
Dude,
I read today on Instagram Kevin Durant couldn't bench press 185 one time at the NBA Combine.
Yeah, he couldn't.
That, right off the bat, like that his proportions just bother me. And just his whole mindset and his mentality. It's just I don't like him at all. But,
what, joining a super team?
No.
Because that's what LeBron did too.
I don't like him at all. I don't like him before that. And William, you want to say Kobe? You want to make the Kobe argument? Like, look at who Kobe won with.
Shaq.
He had great players.
Kobe did not recruit Shaq, by the way. Lakers front office recruited Shaq. Kobe did not want him there. Kobe did not want him there.
But did Kobe win one before Shaq got there?
No.
No, he did not. And when Shaq left,
I'm saying
didn't win one again.
Man. Kobe did not go out recruiting Shaq. He did not say, hey, Shaq, I can't do this without you. You have to come here and help me. LeBron did. LeBron went and said, hey, I can't win a championship here without some help. And why? And I don't even know why. And maybe, and probably all the blame shouldn't fall on LeBron for this. And it should fall on Cleveland's front office. But the fact that they couldn't get anybody to come there and play with LeBron, I don't get either. That's a reflection of LeBron or it's a reflection of the front office. One of the two.
It's a reflection of Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, dude. Yeah.
Who wants to go to Cleveland Cleveland's like worse than Detroit.
Dude.
It is.
I mean, but you
yeah,
have LeBron. You should be able to get people to play there, though.
Yeah, you should.
That's what Will's trying to say.
Be able to get something.
Even whatever. Your argument that you just made doesn't even matter. The fact that Kobe didn't recruit anybody. So what? Doesn't change the fact that he couldn't win shit until somebody else got there. Just because LeBron actually took initiative to actually go and do it.
Kobe won after Shaq too, by the way.
Yeah, but not until Powell came into town. Powell.
Well, you could say that with anything. You could say that with absolutely any sport. Oh, not until this guy came in. Oh, then he leaves, and then this guy. What's the constant? Kobe was the constant.
Okay, so you could say that about LeBron too and all his teams in Miami, and then when he went back to Cleveland, he was the constant.
Where not in the first Cleveland round.
No, but he actually made it to the finals. He made it to the finals with probably the worst supporting cast of any other team ever.
Hey, if you're not first, you're last. Whether you're second or 15th, it don't matter.
No.
Still lost.
No. It doesn't matter. The team he took to the finals, his first stint in Cleveland, was probably the worst.
The Eastern Conference was dog shit, though. That Eastern Conference was awful.
He beat the Pistons.
Yeah, we weren't good. That's not a good argument.
Yeah, we weren't good. We weren't the same team. We were not the team that you're thinking of. You're thinking of the Rasheed, Ben Wallace. Like, we weren't that team.
No, but we weren't. I mean, I don't think we were trash. I honestly don't remember. It's so long ago.
And also the Kobe thing, right? Kobe was drafted in what, like 95 or something? And Shaq was there like 96 or 97. It's not like he had an opportunity to really win without Shaq. It's not like he was alone for so much longer than.
No, I don't. That's fine. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like he won with Shaq, and then when Shaq left, he didn't win. And then he didn't win until they brought some more people in to help him.
Hey, that's just organizations being smart. It's not like –
okay, just because Kobe wasn't the one that did it, I'm sorry, LeBron has to be the front office for his organization. That's not his fault. It's not his fault that he has to run the whole freaking organization. And you want to say that that's the reason he's not as good because he takes more responsibility on than Jordan did or than Kobe did.
No, I'm not saying he's not as good.
You're saying that Jordan is better because LeBron did these things. LeBron went out of his way to he took more responsibility on for his entire organization because his organization sucks.
I mean,
no one's going to argue that Cleveland sucks.
Boom!
Yeah.
No one's going to argue that Cleveland sucks.
Chicago was Chicago's franchise. Go look up the Bulls. The Bulls were not a winning franchise when Jordan got there.
Yeah.
They were awful.
Okay. Did they win?
LeBron, Jordan did the same thing in Chicago. He made them relevant, except he brought a championship there without
having to touch it. Yeah, he did it without recruiting people.
LeBron made Cleveland relevant, even though before he freaking won, even though he took them to a championship.
But Jordan brought them a championship, multiple championships.
With who? With Phil Jackson, Hall of Famer. Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer. LeBron went to the finals with nobody, went out to Miami, won championships, came back to Cleveland, and won championships there just because his front office sat on their ass and they didn't do it. He had to do it himself.
So
that's good.
So Phil Jackson, so you insert a different coach in that Chicago Bulls team, you're telling me Michael Jordan doesn't win those championships?
Who knows?
Phil Jackson was the reason.
Could you say that insert a different quarterback into New England and they win championships? Insert a different head coach in New England and they win championships. You can't answer that.
No, not head coach. Quarterback, yes, I could, Matt, because Matt Castle took them deep in it. Well, at least to the playoffs. I don't know if they won a game.
They didn't. No, they didn't make. They missed the playoffs that year.
They won 11 games though.
Yeah, they won 11 games.
Yeah, they won 11. They won 11-5 and missed the playoffs.
Which was, they should have been in the playoffs. But anyway, I'm just saying, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. I totally won this last round. I smoked you on this last one. You can't even argue that. Play the tape back. I dominated. We need to end it right now because I'm winning.
Except you didn't. Your
I
argument was flip-flop Kobe and Jordan, and then your argument was Shaq was the reason Kobe won when he wasn't. Like, Kobe's the constant in L.A.
No.
Won championships with Shaq, won championships without Shaq. LeBron won a championship with D-Wade, Bosh, Kyrie Irving. Did not win his first go-around. Jordan won his championships all with Chicago. Never left. Never recruited anybody.
You're just saying noise right now. I'm sorry that Chicago had a better front office. I'm sorry that LA had a better front office. LeBron didn't have that. They put pieces around these guys. Kobe had Shaq. Kobe, when Shaq left, LA didn't do shit. It wasn't until they started putting more pieces around Kobe. They brought in freaking Pau Gasol. They brought in Lamar Odom. Like, yeah, not Hall of Famers by any means,
No.
but they were good. Like Lamar Odom had a couple really good years, and I know Paul Gasol at that stage in his career was actually really freaking good. Like he was putting up 20 plus a game. Like wasn't until he had those other pieces put around him that they became relevant again and started winning again, won a championship. Like,
well, if LeBron was Cleveland's front office and LeBron had to do everything, why wasn't LeBron bringing in some decent players? I mean, LeBron could have got some Paul Gasols and some Lamar Odoms in Cleveland. Like those guys were not so special that LeBron couldn't recruit that type of player.
It's Kevin Love. Kevin Love's like a spitting image of fucking Paul.
Okay, that was the second go around. That wasn't the first time.
The first go around, the dude was freaking 19, 20 years old.
He played there for 7 years. You said he had 7 years. You can't win anything in 7 years.
Last year. He was 25 his last year.
Okay, so 7 years. He didn't win anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Why couldn't he in year?
Hey, he went to the finals. Did Kobe go to the finals without Shaq and before those other guys got there? No. Did MJ ever get to the finals without Pimpin or Rodman or any of those guys?
There's no way to know that because they were always there. There's no way to know that.
Okay, so I'm saying LeBron has made it to the finals without those guys. He didn't win, but he made it there. That says something. Just because it's not a W, the fact that you made it to the finals, went through the regular season, went through what, 2-3 rounds of the playoffs, 7-game series, and still made it to the finals, says something with the team that he had as a 25-year-old, 24-year-old, however old he was when they made it. That says something. I don't care if they didn't win.
That says something. Yeah, it says something.
It says something. It says the East was fucking weak, at which it was at that time.
So that's
Looking back. Go look back and look at the Eastern Conference at that time. Anyway. We've gone definitely 2 hours now.
That team was terrible. That team was terrible. And the whole reason that this whole thing came out was because you said that if you switch Kobe and Jordan, that you would make that argument all day because you're on the Kobe train. But Kobe basically is the fucking same thing. Like Kobe couldn't do it without someone else there. Kobe never made it to the finals without someone else there.
Never had the chance to.
What do you mean? Yeah, he did. After Shaq left, they didn't bring those guys in the very following season.
Dude, he was in the same position as probably LeBron. He had a bunch of scrubs around him. Same position.
Okay. And you want to say that LeBron's a piece of crap because –
when did I say that?
You're saying
I say that. I never said that.
You didn't have the intangibles because he had to bring people to play with him.
I did not. I've never argued one time that LeBron sucks.
Seriously.
No, okay, you didn't say that, but you said that he wasn't as good as Jordan because he had to recruit other players. Correct? Or yes or no?
Correct.
Well, I'm sorry that he had to do it because his front office wouldn't do it for him like Kobe's did. So what's the difference? What's the difference? There isn't one. It's the fact that he took it upon himself to go. He was the front office. Boom.
So look at this. There was 2 years. 2 years. After Shaq left, there was 2 years. And Kobe made the playoffs both years, lost in the first round, and then they went back to the finals.
Ooh. So in his second year without Shaq, he was in the finals.
Yeah, he did. That was the year when they had Pau Gasol, though, I think.
Yeah. No. He's saying the 2 years they lost in the first round of the playoffs. And then they brought in Pau Gasol and made it to the finals.
Okay.
Yeah. Boom. Thank you. That helped my case.
Still made the playoffs.
No, so
LeBron made the finals. LeBron went to the finals. Boom. Not losing in the first round like a chump. Sorry, Kobe. I didn't mean that. I love you.
Yeah, they had terrible teams then. I mean, that's the same situation as LeBron. It's not like LeBron made the finals every year his first 7 years.
No, but he made it to the finals with a terrible team.
Okay, he had 7 years. Kobe had 2. Give him a couple more and he would have.
Yeah. And Kobe's competition, you want to talk about competition, Kobe's competition in the West was far superior than LeBron's in the East.
You can
far superior.
You can also look at, though, look at the stage of what Kobe's career was in. He already won three finals. He was already 7, 8, 10 years into his career at that point. Like, you want to talk, and he still had, huh?
8 years, yeah.
Yeah, like LeBron, his first stint with Cleveland was when he was freaking 18 years old and had nobody around him. So Kobe had freaking Shaq his second year in the league.
So what's your argument here? What are you trying to say?
You're telling me like LeBron got a confidence boost from winning championships. So when he came back to Cleveland, like Kobe get a confidence boost from winning 3 freaking titles. You want to tell me, give him more time to make it to the finals with a shitty team? Well, LeBron came into Cleveland and did it with probably the worst supporting cast of all time.
No one's going to argue that Cleveland sucks.
Yeah,
and Cleveland sucked.
Finals. Boom. That's what it comes down to, fellas.
He did that what? How many? What years did he do that?
Do what?
Take him to the finals. His first stint in Cleveland.
I don't know the exact year, but I know they made it to the finals and lost.
In a shitty East.
In a very bad East. And you're saying Kobe sucks because his team.
When did I say Kobe sucks?
You just did. You said
Kobe, same thing.
Kobe, boom. Kobe couldn't do it without Shaq. Exited the playoffs in the first 2 rounds against far superior competition. LeBron made it to the East. Like, dude, I can't even tell you. D Wade was in Miami. Bosh was in Toronto. Neither one of those teams were very good until Shaq got to Miami. Like, I couldn't even tell you who the other competition in the East was those years. The year LeBron went. I'd have to look it up.
I don't even remember half the players from back then. But I think we're kind of getting off track here. That doesn't even matter.
I'm just trying to say, like, you're trying to make it out like Kobe was a has-been who couldn't win those 2 years. He still went to the playoffs.
That's not at all what I'm saying. I was basically using your own argument against you. That's all I was doing. And I was saying the same things about Kobe that you said about LeBron, and you don't like it because you're a Kobe fan, and this one doesn't support your argument.
I'm a LeBron fan too.
So now you're defending Kobe the same way I was defending LeBron. It's the same situation. That's all I'm getting at. You telling me LeBron doesn't have that mind thing because he couldn't take Cleveland to the championship.
I think Kobe and Jordan are both better than LeBron.
Huh?
Kobe and Jordan are both better than LeBron.
All right, so here you go. Ready? 2003, LeBron was drafted, right? The first 2 seasons, they didn't make the playoffs, okay? And then his third season, they lost to the Pistons in the semifinals. And then they made the finals, lost to the Spurs, got swept by the Spurs. And then he never made it back to the finals until he went to Miami. So he made it once.
That Spurs team was awesome, though.
Yeah, no question. But he made it once. In his first 7 years, he made it once to the finals.
Yeah, I already knew that. I already knew that he only made it once.
So once in 7 years.
Who
was on that team? What was that team?
Look up who was on that team. Please do.
We've already established that Jordan Sagauskas was on that team.
I'm pretty sure Spud Parker, whatever the hell that Smush Parker was his
Smush Parker. Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes was good.
Larry Hughes was decent.
Eric Snow.
Oh, boy.
He was 6 man of the year at one point.
Zadrunas. Verjao. Remember Boobie Gibson?
Oh, I remember.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Drew Gooden.
These are the only guys that he's naming. These are the only guys that he's naming. Like that, what was that? 4 people? 5 people?
So he averaged 27 points a game.
He had solid. Drew Gooden was solid.
Larry Hughes was good too. Yeah, he averaged 15 points a game.
Eric Snow was good. Eric Snow was a 6 man of the year. Like he's not a scrub.
Okay, we need to end this right now because you guys are just like
we're way down a rabbit hole.
Sit here and tell me you're gonna justify LeBron making the finals because Eric Snow is good. You just said Eric Snow is good, William.
No, you're trying to make it out that like LeBron played with me, you, Joey, and like that's how you're trying to make it sound. Like LeBron was playing with like high schoolers.
It's not far off. I mean, did you hear the names that he just named? Who's Boobie Gibson? That's one of the notable names that he threw out there.
No, that was just a name that I remembered.
I don't even know who that is. Never heard of that in my life.
All right, well.
Anderson Varejao, William already said earlier that dude was absolute trash. So, like, there's two out of the list.
Zadrunas Ilgauskas is a Hall of Famer in Chris's book.
Hey, it's not Hall of Famer. It's just the fact he's the only one I remember. So, I mean, hey.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording. We're gonna continue. We'll continue the sports talk at some other time.
Yeah, we'll have Joey on shortly for NFL draft preview. Joey, thanks, man. I miss you. Thanks for coming on.
It's been a pleasure. It's awesome.
It's been fun. All right. Till next time.